The following is a presentation of Baldwin Sports Live, your home for live coverage of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at haydenoutdoors.com. Also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jobats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.
Good evening from the Doghouse in Baldwin tonight, where the postseason begins for the Baldwin Bulldogs as they take on the Iola Mustangs. Tonight you're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. I'm Bryce Kessler along with Ryan Hilmer, and the Bulldogs in the midst of one of the most successful seasons in school history, certainly in recent school history. 16-4. The Baldwin Bulldogs closed out the regular season on a playoff-type atmosphere Friday night in a 62-57 victory over Bonner Springs. Most wins in a season since the 2013-2014 season. That year, though, they did not make it to the state tournament. They went 17-3 in the regular season before being upended in the sub-state championship game. A couple of years later, the Bulldogs were the team pulling off the upset in the sub-state title, making it to state in 2016. But that year's bunch was the underdog, the team that pulled off the shocker to get to the state tournament. This year's bunch is a team that not only has expectations of getting to the state tournament, but expectations of making noise once they get there. They're number 7 right now in the 4A polls of the Coaches Association, 16-4 in the regular season. And Ryan Hilmer, this is a bunch that is coming in confident, coming in playing some good basketball, and they're ready to start their postseason run tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Baldwin should be coming in a confidence bunch over the course of this season. We've seen them kind of grow together and gel, and everybody's fallen into their individual roles, and they've been playing excellent basketball, and that's the way you want to be playing late in the year here going into the playoffs. So they got to come in, be ready to play tonight, take care of business. You don't want to look past your first-round game, but you've done all the work early. You've done enough to host your sub-state here and to have a chance to have a couple of home games, and if you win them, and then you got a ticket to the state tournament. So you just got to come out. Don't look past this first game. Take care of your business. Do all the little things right, and should be a pretty fun night. Like you said, they should be riding pretty high off that win last Friday, so should be fun.
I think it's probably safe to say that the biggest win of the year for them was this last Friday night. That was the best win they've had this year against a good Bonner Springs team, a very athletic and talented Bonner Springs team. It was a playoff-type atmosphere on Friday night here in Baldwin. The crowd was into it. Both student sections for Bonner Springs and Baldwin were into it. It was the type of game, I think, as a coach, you dream about in that postseason tune-up, especially when you can have a game like that, a competitive game like that, and come out with the victory. It was really a perfect recipe for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, exactly. I think just scheduling-wise, you couldn't have came up with a better matchup to end the year and get you set for all the playoffs here, because Bonner Springs, they came out and they were ready to go, and it was a heck of a game Friday night. And Baldwin, they saw just about everything. They had to dig deep. They had to play some man-to-man. They had to play some zone defense. They had to do all the little things right that I like to talk about. And tonight they're going to have to do all those things again, but it was nice to have that kind of a tune-up. It was kind of this is the first round of the playoffs, but that was kind of had the feel of a first-round game. So hopefully they can take that and build off of it and have another fun night here tonight.
There's a look at the sub-state bracket. The Bulldogs, the number 3 overall seed in the East of Class 4A, so they are the host of this sub-state, which means a ticket to the state tournament comes through the Doghouse here in Baldwin. If they win this one, they'll host again on Friday as the Bulldogs get the 8-12 Iola Mustangs here, the number 14 seed tonight. The other matchup, Holton and Fort Scott. That game currently ongoing, and at halftime, it's Holton on top of Fort Scott, 28-26 in that one. So with that game starting an hour earlier, we'll know the result of that game before this one's final, unless they go to like 8 overtimes or something crazy like that. But we'll know by the end of this one if Baldwin's fortunate enough to advance. We'll know their opponent. If Iola's fortunate enough to advance and pull the upset, they'll know their opponent. So we'll find out how it all shakes out. We'll take a look more at the Mustangs when we come back here in the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Iola 8-12, Baldwin 16-4. It's the opening round, which also happens to be the semifinals of the 4A sub-state. Coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live, you're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
All right, welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show, brought to you by Baldwin State Bank. Personal service from people who care. That's what you get at your hometown community bank, Baldwin State Bank. Whether it's personal finances, business money management, loans and credits, or saving for retirement, go see Baldwin State Bank. For over 120 years, they've helped serve our community. Enjoy a better banking experience with your friends and neighbors at the Baldwin State Bank.
Opening night of the postseason here in Baldwin as the Bulldogs take on the Iola Mustangs. You see the sub-state bracket right there. The Bulldogs are hoping everything stays right here in Baldwin. That's where it will be on Friday if they advance and take on either Holton or Fort Scott. But they got to get past the Mustangs first. So let's take a look at our opponent tonight, the Iola Mustangs out of the Pioneer League. Road to the postseason for the Mustangs primarily featured 3A competition. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean positive, negative, either or, but it's just the fact of the matter. They've only played 2 4A opponents this year. Their other 18 games have come against 3A or lower classification opponents this year, and they're 0-2 this year against the only 2 4A teams they've played. They do have a really good win on their schedule this year. They beat 17-3 Humboldt back on January 19th, 42-28, so that's by far the best win on the resume for the Mustangs, and they did start better than they finished, and most coaches, or at least from a record standpoint. Now, we don't get to watch them play night in, night out, so perhaps they would argue that they're playing better ball. The results just aren't following. I'm not sure, but when you just look at how the season breaks down, they started out 6-5, but then they went on to lose 7 of their final 9 games. So the Mustangs started out the year looking like a team that may be in that 7 or 8 kind of seed conversation, but because of the tough finish, they dropped out of that 14 seed into the postseason now. So you can't ever take an opponent for granted when it comes to this time of year. It's win or go home. You don't get any redos. You don't get a chance if you're Baldwin to have that slip-up game and say, well, we'll bounce back and rebound in our next one. You've got to show up every game from this point on. So regardless whether it's a 14 seed or a 1 seed you're playing, you got to respect every opponent, and we certainly know the Bulldogs will tonight against the Mustangs of Iola.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is win or go home time in the playoffs, and you got to be ready to play on every given night. Doesn't matter who the opponent is, but Iola, they're going to be an interesting team. Pretty good matchup for Baldwin, I think. They're a little bit of a smaller team. They're going to be quicker, but I think Baldwin likes those matchups. They actually will have a little bit of a size advantage. They don't often have that against a lot of teams. So, yeah, look for them to try and dominate the glass tonight. I would like to see that, especially on the offensive end. You're going to probably get a lot of shots up. You want to play quick against a team like this who's going to want to slow it down. So you're going to want to attack that offensive glass, get as many extra possessions as you can. On the other end, you don't want to give them the extra possessions. But I think we've drilled that in their heads enough. But, yeah, I think tonight they should just play their game. They're going to be all right. Iola, they're going to be a tough opponent that's going to play hard. We've seen a lot of that, but if Baldwin plays the way that we've seen them play, especially last Friday night when they were really humming, it shouldn't be too much of a problem tonight, but you got to take care of business.
Yeah, as every basketball fan knows, March brings out craziness when it comes to basketball when you think about college basketball. Well, high school's really no different. You got teams like Iola who they have nothing to lose tonight. They're going to come in here looking to pull off that upset. I mentioned that the Bulldogs, last time they made it to state was 2016. They were that team. They were that Iola that came in and upset an Osawatomie team that had won 17 games in the sub-state championship game. Anything can happen at this point because it's just 32 minutes of basketball. You either win or you lose, and if you lose, it's over. There are no second chances at this juncture. I agree with you. I think it's a good matchup for the Bulldogs in this game, and matchups only go so far. You still, as you said, you still have to play your game. But I do think this is, you hear it coach speak all the time where we're just worried about ourselves. We're just worried about doing the things we can do. This is truly that type of game because, and I don't mean this as a disrespect to Iola, but there's not a matchup out there. It's not like they had that 6'9" guy that you matchup-wise you're really worried about. This game, Baldwin really does match up well, so they can truly focus on let's play our style of game, let's play the best version of ourselves, and that, in theory, should be enough tonight for the Bulldogs as long as they can execute that way.
Yeah, 100%. And I think they've played a lot of teams that kind of want to play this slow-it-down style against Baldwin. Everybody comes in knowing that Baldwin's going to want to speed things up, get out in transition, try to turn you over, get out on the break. And so they're probably going to be walking the ball up, taking some long possessions, trying to find some good shots. You got to just stay patient if you're Baldwin. Try to force those turnovers and get out. And just, I think patience is going to be a big key tonight.
All right, let's take a timeout, come back with more of the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. It's Baldwin and Iola coming up in the Sub-State semifinals of Class 4A. The winner advances on to the Sub-State championship, one game away from the state tournament.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs. Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back here to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Getting set for Bulldog basketball tonight as the postseason begins. The Bulldogs hosting the Iola Mustangs in this opening round game of the Sub-State tournament. And we'll take a look at our State Farm Insurance game plan for you now as we get set for this contest. And we touched on a few of these things, Ryan, but the tempo tonight, that's an important thing. These are two differing styles. Half-court based Iola, they are a team that has... They want this game in the 40s, Iola, I think, and Baldwin certainly does not want this game to end up in the 40s. And when you just look at the season so far, Iola 1-12 when their opponent gets to 50 points, and Baldwin 15-1 when they score 55 or more points. So that's kind of, to me, that's kind of the barometer here. Can Baldwin push this game up there into the 50s, mid-50s? If so, that means they've won the battle of the pace. And if this game's down in the 40s, that means Iola's won the battle of the pace and is going to have a lot better chance.
Yeah, exactly. I think pace is going to be a major issue. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but also, getting on that offensive glass. And I think that taking some outside shots and making some threes tonight is going to have to be a big key for Baldwin as well, because I think if you watch Iola defensively, they're really going to try to cut off the driving lanes. They know what Caleb Carr can do if you let him drive in and just make plays for everybody else around him. And so they're going to either play man or zone. We don't really know. They'll play a little bit of both. They're going to try to cut off those lanes, and so you're going to have to get some outside shots to drop, and then be ready for long rebounds as well, because the long shots lead to long rebounds, and then you can get some second chance opportunities off that as well.
Yeah, second chances could be big both ways. Baldwin, if they can capitalize, and then Iola, when you talk about a game where they want fewer possessions, every one of the offensive rebounds they get, that turns into another, in theory, possession that they're going to pull it back out, run that half-court offense, and try to limit the number of possessions in this game. The fewer possessions, the harder it is to let that score creep up higher and higher. So that's a look at our State Farm Insurance game plan, which is brought to you by Codiano.
Yeah, it's a nice game plan brought to you by your local State Farm Insurance agent, Codiano. Stop by for a cup of coffee and meet the team over at State Farm Insurance. Cody would love to get to know you and find out how he can help you protect the people and things you value most. Whether it's updating a current policy or you're looking to switch to something brand new, go see Codiano at State Farm Insurance, 208 Baker Street in Baldwin City, or call 785-594-0270 and online at codyismyagent.com.
We're back for more of the Baldwin State Bank pregame show right after this on Baldwin Sports Live.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
When choosing a bank, wouldn't you prefer doing business with a local institution with years of commitment to our community? That's Baldwin State Bank. For more than 100 years, we've been providing products and services specifically tailored to our friends in Baldwin City. Whether it's a free checking account, savings for retirement, or your next loan, we'll be here. Because our roots are here. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Baldwin and Iola coming up here. It's Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. The first game of the postseason, the Sub-State semifinals in Class 4A. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. For Iola, Landon Whitey, their second leading scorer, leads the team in rebounds, leads the team in assists, leads the team in steals, so does a little bit of all for the Mustangs. Eli Adams is their top scorer at 13.5 points per game. Preston Hurst, second leading rebounder for the Mustangs. Mac Leonard, third on the team in scoring and in assists. And rounding out that starting lineup is Cortland Carson, a 6-foot sophomore who averages 8 points per game and 3.5 rebounds as well. The head coach is Luke Bycroft, assisted by Chris Whitey and Jason Bauer. And for the Baldwin Bulldogs, Joey Zimbecki, the 5'9 junior, averaging 8 points per game. Riker Grossner, a 6'3 junior, averaging 7.5 points and a team leading 7.2 rebounds per game. Cooper Carr, 6'1 freshman, 9.5 points, 3.5 assists per game, coming off a career high 19 in the win against Bonner Springs. Caleb Carr, the 5'11 senior, season high 31 for him on Friday, averages a team high 17.5 points, along with a team best 5 steals per game. And Sam Darnell, 6'4 senior, averaging 9 points and 6.5 rebounds. The head coach of the Bulldogs is Donnie Blanchett. He is assisted by Pete Carr, Drew Tribaum, and Jackson Blakely.
Starting lineups brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. As you take a look at their upcoming lineup on your screen, don't miss out on all these great events: live music, arts and crafts, unique experiences, youth and adult classes, and so much more. Learn more at lumberyardartscenter.org. Create, play, innovate at your creative home in Baldwin City, the Lumberyard Arts Center.
And I do have one change in that starting lineup. I was one row off on my roster. It's not Carson, it's Grady Doherty, also a 6-foot sophomore. Number 20, though, rounds out the starting lineup for Iola. But regardless, here we go, and it is time for tonight's opening tip. It is brought to you by the Baldwin City Recreation Commission, and Ryan's got more on the Shamrock Hunt that's coming up with BCRC.
Yeah, get ready for the Shamrock Hunt. Instead of one, there are 4 rocks to hunt for this year, and each rock is worth $300. You may find the Fool's Gold rocks as well, but don't worry, those are worth prizes also, just not the cash. Make sure to follow BCRC's social media for all the clues. The Shamrock Hunt begins at noon on March 13th, so don't miss out. Go to baldwinrec.org for more information.
There you go. Start game plan. Where you think they might hide those Shamrock rocks. All right, it is time for hoops. Playoff hoops at that here at the Doghouse. Student section all on their feet across the way. And Sam Darnell wins the opening tip at the Bulldogs. And here we go. Bryce Kessler and Ryan Hilmer from Baldwin tonight. The number 3 seed in the East, the Baldwin Bulldogs, against the number 14 seed in the East, the Iola Mustangs, who open up in a 2-3 zone. And Caleb Carr will try to shoot him out of that zone right away, and he knocks down an opening possession 3. So that is just what the doctor ordered for the Bulldogs offense on that opening possession.
I want to come out and make a statement early. We've seen Baldwin kind of fall in some bad starts early, but not tonight.
Iola, a patient offensive team. Trying to get some flex cuts underneath, some off-ball cuts, work out of the high post. Baldwin has to be disciplined defensively in this game, but if they are able to stay disciplined, this is the type of team that Baldwin could be able to shut down, and this ball is out of bounds off of Darnell. So here we go. We talked about limiting second chance opportunities, and here's an early one for Iola after the missed shot. Mustangs want to make this game as few of possessions as possible, and of course, one way to combat that if you're Baldwin is get out to an early lead. Leonard outside of the right to Whitey. Team's assist leader, who's been on fire, 6+ assists in 5 of his last 6 games, but he turns it over. Carr will push. He is red hot right now, 31 points in the game against Bonner Springs. His younger brother Cooper was on fire with 19 in that one, but Cooper misses the 3, rebounded by Grady Doherty for Iola. Quick shot this time for the Mustangs. Long rebound, and the Bulldogs will start the break the other way. Carr with the ball up the middle of the floor for Baldwin. Caleb, after making a 3 already this time, puts it on the floor, drives in for the 2. And that's early 5 points for the Bulldogs' leading scorer, who's averaging 17.5 per game this year. Last 4, he's averaging 20 per night.
I love it, getting involved early on, both ends of the floor. Knocks down a 3, gets a steal, and now a nice, easy lay-in from a baseline drive.
Eli Adams trying to penetrate, gets Darnell caught in the air, and a foul on Sam. It's on the floor. Adams, the leading scorer for Iola, averages 13.5. 14 games this year in double figures.
Sam just got caught in the air that time. Needs to just stay on the floor, defend with his hands up. Can't afford to get him in foul trouble tonight, and you're going to see him take a seat here pretty early.
Colton Collum comes in, the 6'5 freshman. This is probably the earliest he has checked into a game this year, just 2 minutes in to the opening quarter, but he has finished the regular season really strong. The freshman really starting to kind of get into his groove with some playing time late in the year, and so chance to make an impact here early on in this playoff game. That ball is out of bounds off of Baldwin on the missed layup. Lucas Meyer has checked in as well for Iola. 5-0 Baldwin lead here with under 6 to go in the opening quarter, just underway. The winner moves on to the sub-state championship game Friday night. If it's Baldwin that wins, they will be here at home. If Iola would pull off the upset, they would be on the road at either Holton or Fort Scott. That's the other matchup in this sub-state. Underneath, floater by Mac Leonard puts Iola on the board. So the Mustangs takes 2.5 minutes to score, but they're down just a single possession after that bucket by Leonard.
And right there is one of those flex cuts that you've been talking about. They're going to get a lot of back screens, down screens, and cross screens just to try to get somebody open in that lane area.
Grossner, rhythm three for the top of the key, spins all the way around and out. And then a foul on Baldwin. It looks like Cooper Carr will get caught with his first foul, and the second team foul with 5:13 left in the quarter and a 5-2 Baldwin lead. Darnell back in. Talon Torres as well for the Bulldogs. Torres, 6-foot junior, averaging 6 points per game this year.
Some full court man-to-man pressure here. You haven't seen that a lot from Baldwin, but it forces a turnover.
Third turnover already for Iola. Caleb has the ball. He's got all 5 for the Bulldogs so far. A 3 in the opening possession. A layup after that. Skips to Grossner. Back it goes to Carr. Carr's not a high-volume three-point shooter, but he shoots at 39% from out there.
Nice ball movement this possession, staying patient, trying to get the best shot available.
And this is that 2-3 zone from Iola as Grossner misses the 3. Offensive rebound by Cooper Carr. They do, when I say they, Iola does a good job trying to deny penetration. They want to force you to make some shots from the outside. And so far, the Bulldogs have knocked down a pair of them for the outside to go up 8-2. Timeout, Iola. 4:25 left in this first quarter. 32nd timeout taken by the Mustangs with the Bulldogs on top. 8-2 here in this playoff opener.
Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Shad and Penny Sheldon, natives of Goodland, Kansas. That's a nice place. Now you're Baldwin City area brokers for the past 10 years. Experts in selling rural homes, farms, ranches, and recreational real estate. They've built several successful businesses and manage their own farm and hunting lodge. Want to use their expertise to help you in finding your dream property or family legacy. Call them today, 785-821-2666, or visit HaydenOutdoors.com to learn more.
Who knew the Goodland ties would run so deep on a Baldwin High School broadcast? A former Cowboy on the call with Ryan Hilmer, the former sports director for the Goodland radio stations, and myself, and the title sponsor, Goodland folks as well. 8-2 start for Baldwin in this game. They've knocked down a couple of threes, and now they've forced 4 turnovers already against Iola. So when you talk about the recipe of what needed to happen early on in this game, Ryan, knock down some open shots, force some turnovers. All of it's happening right now for Baldwin as they've got the early lead.
Yeah, it's been an excellent start. I was a little bit worried about the start. Like I mentioned earlier, they've had some slow ones, but Caleb's come out early. He's put his stamp on this thing, and you can kind of see the lack of size from Iola. It kind of hurts them on the glass, and that's big 3 there from Torres in the corner. But on the glass is where I think Baldwin's going to have a big advantage tonight.
Already 3 3-pointers knocked down, but the Bulldogs, 3 different guys have hit it. And that field goal by Torres, believe it or not, as Hurst gets the runner to kiss it off the glass. That was the first field goal made by somebody not named Carr since the first half of the Bonner Springs game. This is Caleb Carr on the drive. Caleb and Cooper's Carr scored 30 of the final 32 points in that game against Bonner Springs. The Bulldogs scored 32 second-half points, 30 of them scored by Caleb and Cooper Carr. 2 free throws from Talon Torres in the first 8 tonight. were scored by Caleb or Cooper Carr. But Torres with another 3 there, who has been much better here at home. He shoots 41% from three-point land here at home, as opposed to just 24% on the road. So just another reason why getting that home court advantage when it comes to the postseason time is so important. To get that friendly confines, the familiar backdrops, and so far Baldwin playing quote-unquote right at home tonight.
Yeah, I mean, don't discount having to travel somewhere too, and just all that, the hassle that comes with it, and just being comfortable here at home. It's a big factor. That's why you want to get your work done early in the season.
16-4 this year for Baldwin. Their final 3 losses all came by 6 points or less as well. So, I mean, you're looking at a couple of possessions here and there from nearly running the table in the regular season. Only had 1 game as far as a loss of their 4 that wasn't down to the wire. That was their first loss of the year to Eudora. They lost that game 73-54, but they were playing good basketball pretty much from the opening tip of the season, as Caleb Carr picks up a foul, his first and the team's 3rd. That's the one thing Baldwin wants to watch here as this game gets going. That's 3 fouls now, 1 each from 3 different guys, but don't want to get into foul trouble in this game. If you can keep your guys out there, Baldwin should have a decent advantage tonight. Landon Whitey at the point here for Iola. Averages nearly 6 assists per game. He's hit that number in 5 of his last 6, but now a 5th turnover by the Mustangs. On the break, it's Joey Zimbecki. Count it for Joey, and a free throw coming up as the Bulldogs have pushed the lead to double digits now at 15-4.
It's a nicely run fast break there. Caleb Carr holding on to it till right at the right time. Nice bounce pass, and good strong finish from Zimbecki too there.
Zimbecki averaging 8 points per game this year. He's primarily come off of the bench over the course of the season, but towards the back half of the year, he has gotten back into that starting lineup where he spent most of last season as a starter, and he continues to make big shots and big plays for the Bulldogs, both ends of the floor, and a big 3-point play there to push this to a 12-point lead in this opening quarter.
Doing a nice job defensively, communicating, fighting through those screens. You'll see a lot of off-ball screens if you watch away from the ball for Iola, coming left and right in every direction.
Darnell, good job defending on the Adams drive. Eli got it back. Second chance by Adams won't go, and it's Leo Schoenberger with a rebound. Baldwin again able to push it up. Carr had it blocked, but a foul is called, and that will put Caleb at the free throw line. Cody Willie, I believe, is the guilty party here. We'll see who they call it on. It is on Willie, the 6'3" senior. And his 3rd foul now on the Mustangs. So Caleb back to the line where he was magnificent at the game against Bonner Springs. 3 for 3 to start this game at the line. 31 points in the win against Bonner Springs to go along with 7 rebounds and 5 assists for Caleb. Braden Statham and Caden Engler check into the game now for the Bulldogs. 31 points, just 1 shy of his career high, which he set on opening night last year against Paola. 7-0 run by Baldwin. Just 2 buckets so far for Iola. Another deflection, saved back to Willie. Floater just crawls over the rim. So kind of a broken play there for Iola. Works out for a couple of points. But the Bulldogs still with a 12-point lead here in the opening quarter. Zimbecki able to break into the middle of that zone defense. Patient possession here for the Bulldogs, trying to get a good look.
And just about everybody's had 4 or 5 touches. This ball's gone right to left several times. They're moving the defense, just nobody's been able to pull the trigger.
Now, this possession, I feel like they've had a couple of chances to maybe take the shot. Now Zimbecki does. Statham, good offensive rebound, kicks it back out, and now it's Carr, top of the key, wide open and right on the mark.
Exactly what you're looking for. Nice patient possession. You get an offensive rebound and a wide open 3 for Caleb. The Bulldogs rolling here early.
21-6 Baldwin with 53 ticks left in the quarter. We're back at the moment on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing. If you're looking for a great job with a growing family-owned company right here in Baldwin City, then check out Rice Precision Manufacturing. They are actively looking to fill positions for skilled CNC machinists and CNC operators. Excellent pay, competitive benefit packages, a climate-controlled work environment, and friendly support staff dedicated to the betterment of their employees. Send an email to jobs@riceprecision.com to schedule an interview today.
21-6 Baldwin on top by 15 here with under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Talked in the pregame show about tempo of this game. Baldwin trying to get this game up into the 50s or above. Well, they are well on their way to that mark, while Iola wants to keep this game down in the 40s if they can, but Baldwin halfway to that number already in this opening quarter.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like what Baldwin's been doing in terms of that full court pressure they've been putting on them after makes. It's not necessarily to get a steal every time, but it's just to speed them up a little bit, and it's worked for the most part in this first quarter.
Baldwin looking to finish off the quarter with a bucket here in the final 10 seconds. Carr out to Englert. 3 to shoot, contested 3 for Caleb. Rebounded by Hurst, and that's going to do it for the opening quarter tonight. It's been a great start for the Bulldogs here in their postseason opener. Baldwin leading Iola 21-8 after 1 here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
21-8 lead for Baldwin on top of Iola. It's the 3-seed Bulldogs, the 14-seed Mustangs of Iola in the Sub-State semifinals here in Class 4A. Winner moves on to the Sub-State championship game Friday to try to punch a ticket to the state tournament. For Baldwin, they're looking for their first tourney bid since 2016. Iola hoping to make it for the first time since 2014. The road team down early in this one, and now they turn it over for the 6th time, leading to another breakout and another layup for Joey Zimbecki, who has 5 now for the Bulldogs, who lead by 15. A 6-0 difference in turnovers right now. And trying to pull an upset against a 16-win team. That is not going to get the job done typically. And here is a foul on Baldwin, which will put Iola at the free throw line. It's called on Zimbecki, and Joey's first.
That was a bit of a break for Darnell. He was in there as well. It could have been his second.
That's why I was waiting. I saw the 2 come up by the official. I was waiting. Did I see just 2 or was it a 2-5? Because you're right. Don't want Darnell picking up a second in a rare game where Baldwin actually, you could say, is the bigger team. They have not had that be the case on many occasions this year, but you quickly would kind of lose some of that if Darnell got saddled with a couple of fouls here. A couple of free throws there by Eli Adams. Now down to this end where the Bulldogs have executed at a high level so far. Already 23 points on the board. Getting multiple guys involved and doing that, knocking down threes. Cooper Carr knocks down his second three of the game. The Bulldogs have hit 5 threes already in this game, Ryan, and lead by 16.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were kind of hoping for coming in, was to knock down some outside shots, and they've been working that 2-3 zone to perfection. Just getting the ball to the middle, side to side. Iola just hasn't been able to keep up.
And they get an answer from Mac Leonard. First three-pointer of the game for Iola. The Mustangs, they average fewer than 5 per game. The Bulldogs right at 7 per game on three-point makes. This is a blocking foul. 50-50 call goes against Grady Doherty there. And Cooper Carr will go to the free throw line for the Bulldogs. First foul on Doherty and the 4th team foul on Iola. So how about this young man, a freshman, Cooper Carr, second on the team in scoring at 9.5 points per game, second on the team in assists at 3.5 per game, averaging 4 rebounds per night as well. He has scored 11 or more in 7 of the last 11 for the Bulldogs, as he has really come into his own here in his freshman season at the tail end of it. And a 1 of 2 trip at the line for Cooper. 7 points and a couple of rebounds tonight.
Yeah, I like that Cooper's gotten more aggressive as the season's gone on, but he's also earned that. He's done all the little things that you want to do as, you know, a freshman coming in, playing on varsity for the first time. And he's been a great team player. He's done all the little dirty things, and it's good to see him get rewarded for that here late in the year.
Deflection there from Cooper doesn't result in a steal. There's a good hand by Caleb Carr reaching in and knocking that ball free. He is so good at that. Just has a great knack for being able to knock the ball free, and that maybe an ill-advised pass there from Zembecki. Cooper landed right on his hip on that ball. Hopefully he's okay. They're going to call the foul on Cooper as well, so adding insult to injury. Not necessarily injury in this case, but
didn't feel good, I can tell you that.
Did not feel good. He's going to come out of the game as Talon Torres will check in. He's the old hip pointer right there.
Yeah.
5.5 to go in this first half. Baldwin on top 27-13. Bulldogs have led throughout tonight. Scored the first 5, then went on an early 7-0 run as well to extend the lead to double digits midway through that first quarter. Continuing to build on it. They led by as many as 16. They've done a really good job on this end. Very active with 7 turnovers forced already. A lot of deflections. Nothing coming easy for Iola. Mustangs, a team that only averages 49 points per game and not a great three-point shooting team by any means. They are a team that likes to be patient, get the ball inside, and so far that is not worked out. Baldwin doing a good job denying any of that as an air ball, and Caleb the rebound and the home run pass up to Zembecki, and Joey Zembecki misses this layup. Man, he's been running the floor well and getting rewarded, but can't get that one to go. Here the Mustangs get the ball at the high post. That's where they really want to get it. High post work, the flex underneath. Runner off the back iron from Whitey. Rebounded by Darnell. Baldwin out and running. Caleb Carr weaving through the traffic, and Caleb able to finish for his 13th point of this first half.
That's been the formula. It's been one shot and out. Doing a great job clearing the glass, and then Baldwin getting out in transition immediately. They've scored a lot of their points before Iola's even got back, set up their defense.
Another steal for the Bulldogs. And guess who? It's Caleb Carr who got it free and then got it rid of it to Torres before he ended up on the floor. Caleb just slicing and dicing the defense. Sets it up for Torres. Doesn't get the 3, but Caleb will get tagged for a foul. Looked like he was able to sneak underneath Whitey and take that ball back, but they'll call Caleb for his second foul, so he and Cooper now each have 2. Caleb will check out. Cooper who's back in. Also returning is Caden Englert for Joey Zembecki. Kaiser Nemechek and Eli Adams come back into the game along with Preston Hurst and Cody Willie for Iola. 16-point lead right now, matches the largest of the game so far for the Bulldogs with 3:30 left in the half. Grosster on a deflection. Hurst gets it back for Iola. Nice pass back into the inside as Grosster ends up hitting the floor hard. Eli Adams able to penetrate and set up his teammate. No basket, though. Grosster called for the foul. It will put Adams at the line for a 1-and-1, as that is 7 team fouls on the Bulldogs. Grosser is out. Leo Schoenberger back in for Baldwin. 1-and-1 for Adams. 2 out of 2 so far tonight. Came into the game just 56% at the line, but he's knocked down all 3 of his free throws so far. Make it 4 out of 4 for Adams, who has a team-high 6 points now for Iola. Iola matched up now. Foul committed by Willie. 5 team fouls, his second personal. He checks out. Lucas Meyer will come back in.
Yeah, I mean, Iola really forced to come out of that 2-3 zone. Baldwin, it was just way too easy for him passing it around. They could get any shot they wanted.
And Darnell had his man pinned. There was a good opportunity to go inside to Sam. Instead, they get 3, though. So my math says 3 is more than 2. Torres agrees. 32-15, Baldwin.
Shoot like the Bulldogs are shooting from 3 right now. There's no need to go inside.
Sam says, yeah, well,
Yeah.
don't tell me that. Darnell Garden Hurst here, who gets it off at the glass. Second bucket for Preston Hurst. Cooper, kick to Caden Engler. Why not, buddy? Join the party? No, but an offensive rebound by Torres. They've been money on second chances so far tonight, and they get 2 more second chance points. Cooper Carr on the drive and the finish.
And that right there, that's a byproduct of all the made threes, because they came running out as hard as they could. Cooper, a nice job. Just a little pump fake and gets to the basket. Not a lot of contest there.
A 9-point first half of the freshman. Whitey in some trouble underneath. Gets it outside to Hurst. 2 minutes left in the half. Losing the handle and turning it over was Adams. Darnell leads the break. The point forward. Gives it up to Cooper Carr. And the lay-in rattles out. Last touch by Schoenberger. Iola will take over. Line change for Baldwin. 5 new come on. Grosner, Caleb Carr, Collum, Statham, and Zembecki. Mac Leonard returns for Iola.
All right, Bryce, it's nitpicky time.
Yep.
Missing a couple too many layups for my likes.
They have missed a couple of them, you're right.
Yeah, got to get that cleaned up.
They're too close.
Yeah.
They need to make more, they just need to shoot more threes. The threes are going down at a great clip.
Exactly, but can't complain too much. You're doubling them up, so.
90 seconds left in this half. As Zembecki knew it. Thought he had a chance to maybe come up with another steal. The Bulldogs have had plenty of those in this first half, but instead Joey gets tagged with his second foul. It's number 8 on the team, so a 1-and-1 for Adams, who is a perfect 4 of 4 at the line tonight. Team high 14 double-digit scoring games this year. Averages team high 13.5 on the season. Misses the front end, but an offensive board by Lucas Meyer keeps it alive out to Leonard. He's got the only 3 so far this game, but he can't knock down a second one. Ooh. Collision between Carr and Adams, and Eli Adams picks up his first foul.
It's been the third kind of hard collision or hard fall we've seen from 3 different Bulldogs. Saw Cooper fall on the ball. Riker fell hard under the basket, and then that one with Caleb. It's playoff basketball, Bryce. It's going to get a little physical.
That's right. Like we said, going in the open, I mean, at this point in time, there is no tomorrow with a loss, so team's going to lay it all out there as Statham joins the party with a 3. Braden Statham, 38% from downtown this year. Not a high-volume guy, but when he shoots it, he makes them at a pretty high clip, and he makes it a 20-point lead here in the first half for Baldwin. Good defense by Statham, switching over on that screen, and then Hurst rolling to the basket. Call for the foul on the pin. Good defense there by the Bulldogs. Hurst is out, back in as Grady Doherty with 50 seconds left in the half. Collin slips it to Carr on the back door. Caleb just ball fake here, ball fake there. I don't know how he creates the space without a step available to him, but somehow he does and lays it in for his 15th point of the first half.
That's incredible to watch. Just so under control all the time. Credit to him for that little jump stop, too. We've seen him kind of bowl over some guys down there and get some charges. That was a nice play.
Another chance to score here to close the half of the Bulldogs. 10 seconds left in the half. Caleb has it, 5 to go. Drives out to Zembecki, and Joey Zembecki finishes off a red-hot first half for the Baldwin Bulldogs with another three-pointer, and the Dogs lead 42-17 at the half here in the playoff opener. The Iola Mustangs, a lot of work to do on the road in this one as they are up against a machine tonight. 42-17 Baldwin. The halftime show presented by Farm Bureau is coming up next.
Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face to face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Welcome back. The halftime show brought to you by your Farm Bureau Financial Services agent in Baldwin City, Kelly Neufeld. There to help you protect what matters most. That's Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting and see how Kelly and his team can help you achieve your financial goals, both present and future.
Not sure if that first half could have been played much better for the Baldwin Bulldogs. They are on top here, 42-17, leading the Iola Mustangs at the break as the Dogs knocked down 8 first-half three-pointers. They were red hot for the outside. They defended very well in that first half. Really an all-around great first half of the Baldwin Bulldogs to open up this postseason run. Hoping to host the Sun State Championship game on Friday night and hoping to punch a ticket to the state tournament for the 17th time in program history. But if they play like this, they are going to be a tough out for anybody across the state. What a half of basketball that was for Baldwin.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, poor Iola, they come in all excited for some postseason action. They qualify for the sub-state regional. They come in here all hopes high, and then Baldwin comes out, hits 8 threes, off to a 42-17-point lead. They got to be thinking, what do we get ourselves into tonight? They're going to have to come out and change something up defensively, because right now Baldwin's just doing whatever they want offensively, especially when they were in that 2-3 zone. They were getting the ball to the middle of the floor. They were swinging it from side to side as many times as they wanted, getting the ball to wherever they wanted, and then Caleb Carr just doing everything in transition. He's doing it. He's driving in, making plays for everyone else, and he's also knocking down some shots from the outside, just as about everybody is on the Baldwin team. So, yeah, pretty good first half. I think come out and do that again in the second half should have a pretty good shot.
Yeah, they made, as I said, 8 threes, 5 different guys a part of those 8 made threes in that first half as the Bulldogs opened the game up with the first 5. They led 18-4 after an early 7-0 run during that as well, and led 21-8 at the end of the first quarter. They just continued to expand on that lead in the second half, and they close out the half on a 10-0 run in the final 2:19 of that half. And not only of that 2:19, but 8-0 run in the final 45 seconds of that first half, as they got a couple of extra possessions there late, and they cashed them in with some big buckets. And right now they are all over Iola. 42-17 is our score here at the half. Here's a look at that sub-state bracket for you. Baldwin, Iola, and the other game is Holton and Fort Scott. That game at the end of 3 is a close one. Holton on top of Fort Scott, 42-39 at the last update after 3 quarters of that game. So a good game going there in that 6-11 matchup. Whoever wins that one appears headed to Baldwin on Friday, unless Iola has a comeback for the ages in them in this second half. But right now it's all Bulldogs. Baldwin leading 42-17 here at the break. More of the halftime show coming up right after this word from Farm Bureau.
Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered, to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Time to check the numbers, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services at 608 High Street in Baldwin City. Well, they'll help you confidently tackle tax season, even highly specific situations. They'll help make sense of it all and meet your critical business needs with minimal investment. Timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Visit newfrontiertbs.com or call 785-594-1204 to learn more.
8 and 9. Those are the 2 big numbers in that first half. The 8 made threes by the Bulldogs and 9 Iola turnovers, coupled with no Baldwin turnovers. So those 2 big-time discrepancies right now in this one. And the Bulldogs leading 42-17. Iola led by Eli Adams with 6, Mac Leonard added 5, Preston Hurst with 4, and Cody Willie with 2 to round out the Iola scoring. And the other big thing is the rebounding. Right now, nobody has more than 1 rebound for Iola, as they did not make much headway at all on the glass. But the Bulldogs, they don't have too many big rebounding numbers because they didn't miss too many shots either, and most was one and done for Iola. But the Bulldogs leading rebounders right now, Caleb and Cooper Carr and Sam Darnell each with 2. Caleb Carr leads the team in scoring right now, 15 points in that first half. 20th game in 21 outings this year that he has scored double figures, and he's only halfway home in this one, as he might be on his way to putting up another 30-piece in this game after a 31-point effort to close the regular season. Cooper Carr with 9 first-half points, Joey Zembecki with 8, Talon Torres with 6, and Braden Statham with 3 to round out the Bulldogs scoring in that first half. Caleb Carr, Caden Engler, and Sam Darnell each had 2 assists in that first half. As you mentioned, Ryan, the ball was moving really well, and when that happens and you make shots, that usually results in a high assist number in that first half. And the Bulldogs, on all those shots they were making, they dished out 8 first-half assists as well.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches for Baldwin right now got to be down there thinking about how do we bottle this up? How do we bottle that first half up and just take that with us the rest of the season? Because if they play like they did in that first half the rest of the way, they're going to have a good shot at doing something special. Halftime show has been presented by Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. If you're looking for personal service from a local agent, then Kelly Neufeld is your guy. Give him a call at 785-594-1055. Kelly and his team are proud supporters of the Baldwin Bulldogs, and they would love to support you and your financial future as well. Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Second half coming up next. Baldwin on top of Iola, 42-17 here at the break in the Sub-State opener for the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Beatable service from a company you can trust. There's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Welcome.
42-17 Baldwin as the Bulldogs lead as we head to the second half. Let's take a look, Ryan, at what we've got coming up. More postseason basketball here on Baldwin Sports Live as we get the girls' postseason opener coming up tomorrow against Labette County. Here's 6 o'clock tip for that game. And then we've got, hopefully, as it appears, a sub-state championship game coming up on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully. You can find our upcoming broadcast schedule in the Baldwin City Community Newspaper, your local weekly newspaper with the latest news, opinion, sports, ads, and more. Subscribe for just $5 a month and stay up to date with the latest local news from the Baldwin City Community Newspaper. Stop by downtown at the Nook, 703 8th Street to subscribe. Local weekly newspaper, just $5 a month.
Baldwin going to look to stay hot for the outside to start this second half. It's a missed three by Grossner, but a putback by Cooper Carr, who's into double figures now with 11 for the 8th time in the last 12 ball games. And Baldwin quickly right back on the scoreboard to start this second half. Floater cashed in by Landon Whitey. Darnell sets the screen for Carr, who's able to once again get inside, gets his own miss back. Second chance off the bottom side of the rim, and thought he may have been fouled, but no call, and Grady Doherty clears it for Iola. The Mustangs are going to have to somewhat abandon the game plan at this point. Down 44-19 as we start this second half, and they don't want to necessarily get into track meet. They don't want to take a bunch of early shots in possessions, but the clock going to start becoming their worst enemy if they can't get some shots up. Carr, after the steal, gets tripped up by Doherty, who commits his second foul. I'll bring Doherty back into the game. Lucas Meyer returns for Iola. And also for the Mustangs, Ben Kerr comes in. Darnell trying to work his way to getting a touch inside. They do get it down to Sam. Has to battle for it twice. Still can't get it to drop, and Meyer clears for Iola. There's the quick shot. Open three from Leonard. And a foul on Grossner as Kerr ends up on the floor. Second on Reichert. First team foul of the second half. Leonard off the dribble, pulls up and knocks down his second three. First time tonight that Iola has scored back-to-back baskets without Baldwin breaking it up with points in between.
That's what Iola's going to have to do from their perspective, though, is just start pulling some long shots early in possessions. They're still being way too patient for being down as much as they are.
Second chance, now make it a third chance. Darnell with another offensive rebound. He's already had 3 offensive rebounds in this third quarter, but the Bulldogs end up turning it over. It's the first turnover they've been whistled for in this game with 5:42 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Sammy's been quiet in terms of points tonight, but he's getting it done on the glass, and defensively he's been a big factor out there bothering Iola on this side of the floor.
Carr with a deflection and a steal. Gives it up to Grosner. Riker looked like he was kind of having a tough time gathering that ball, but eventually does and lays it in. His first basket of the night. Inside, they get a touch for Meyer, but he's denied. Kicks it out to Leonard. 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Grosner. Trying to go backdoor to Caleb, and it's turned over.
It's a good idea there. It's just a little too late on the delivery.
So I credited Leonard with a 3 on that last one. The scoreboard only gave him a 2. This time, there's no doubt that's a 3. 46-24 now. Zembecki gets a Charlie horse there. Like a knee right into the side of the leg. That'll be sore in the morning. Third foul on Preston Hurst. Third of the half as well on the Mustangs. He checks out along with a couple others. Back in comes Landon Whitey. And a couple of guys who I don't have, or one guy anyway, I don't have on my roster here. Number 5, let's see. Nick Bauer, okay. So I've got Nick listed as number 23 on my roster. Foul on Doherty. Caleb Carr is at the line for Baldwin. Carr is still perfect at the line. He has 17 in this game, and it's a 19-point lead for Baldwin. No, check that. I misread my handwriting. My handwriting said 48-27. It's now 48-26. That's right. You guys can do math because you can see the score. I don't need to tell you. Grosner for 3. 9 of them now, Ryan, from downtown. The Bulldogs continuing to shoot it.
Got to save some of these for Friday night.
6th different guy to hit a 3 as well. Coming from all different areas tonight for the Bulldogs. Bauer inside to Meyer. Leonard deep 2. Caleb Carr the other way for Baldwin. Has Torres, nice find. Another missed layup.
Man, that's 2 or 3 assists that Caleb's gotten robbed of tonight off of missed layups.
Torres will not go to the line. They're going to call it on the floor on the rebound after the miss. It's on Eli Adams. Statham and Englert. Darnell all check back in for Baldwin. Bulldogs on top 51-26 here with 3 minutes to go in the third. Carr from the corner with a high arcing 3. Offensive rebound by Darnell, and he's held. And give and go on the inbound, but Statham can't hit. Doherty the rebound for Iola. Doherty, 15-footer banked in. Iola back to work for the Bulldogs. Darnell still looking for his first bucket. He'll get it with a left-hand finish. Bounce into the corner for Leonard. Stay there with a rebound. Bulldogs will push. Leading big, looking to just keep this rolling. And now Caleb's going to head to the free throw line on the 7th foul of this second half already by Iola with 2:02 to go in the third quarter.
How many points does Caleb have?
Caleb is at 17 right now. With a free throw, at least one coming up. That was the 4th foul of the way on Landon Whitey.
Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by The Bullpen, your locally owned sports bar located in downtown Baldwin City. They're open 11 a.m. through 2 a.m. Monday through Saturday and 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sundays. A perfect place to go before, during, or after the game. Follow on Facebook at Bullpen Baldwin City for all the latest happenings at your local sports bar, The Bullpen.
See, as soon as you know it, he hadn't missed a free throw all night, and you go into the live read, and that's when he's gonna miss the front end on you. Come on, Caleb.
I will say he has improved significantly
from
the line down the stretch here, and
he's been money from that free throw line lately.
Right at the time that you want him to be money too.
And the team as a whole, granted, he shot most of them, both on the Bonner Springs game and tonight, but when the other guys on the few occasions they have had to go to the line, they've knocked him down as well. Hurst will go to the line here. That foul was on Colton Collum, his first, team's second. Hurst with 4 points tonight for Iola. Does not get the first free throw to go. Rattles in the second. 53-29 Baldwin, a minute 42 left to play in the third. Englert. Good rebound by Collum. Colton can't put it back. And then Cooper Carr with a steal. And it's knocked out of his hands. It'll stay with Baldwin. It was Cooper who comes up with a steal there, and it was Cooper who had the steal to clinch the victory against Bonner Springs in a 3-point game, a steal and a lay-in in the final 10 seconds to win it. Or to ice it away, I should say. They were already ahead, but that put the finishing touches and ended it for sure. Two of his career-high 19 points in that game. Grossner knocks down another tray. Double-digit threes in this game for the Bulldogs. One shy of their season high of 11. Leonard gets the ball inside and able to get it up and in. He has a dozen now. A 25-point lead for Baldwin as they hold the final shot of this third quarter. Torres wants 3 more. A foul. I think they're going to get Iola for this foul. Torres looked like he was being held, and that is the call. So that will put Talon at the free throw line with 5 seconds left in the third quarter. 8th team foul on Iola. Kaiser Nemechek. 1-1 for Torres. 65% shooter this year at the line. 6 points on a couple of threes so far tonight. averages 2.5 points per game in their 6 February games. On the year, averaging 6 points per night. And he definitely likes playing here at home, and that's a nice little scoring punch to get him back going with now 8 in this game. How about that for Mac Leonard? So from just inside a half court, Mac Leonard knocks down the three. 15 from Leonard, but the Bulldogs leading big, 58-34 after 3 here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Insurance agent Codiano is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Codiano State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Codiano, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City. When choosing a bank, wouldn't you prefer doing business with a local institution with years of commitment to our community? That's Baldwin State Bank. For more than 100 years, we've been providing products and services specifically tailored to our friends in Baldwin City. Whether it's a free checking account, savings for retirement, or your next loan, we'll be here. Because our roots are here. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Shad and Penny Sheldon, natives of Goodland, Kansas, and now your Baldwin City area brokers. For the past 10 years, are experts in selling rural homes, farms, ranches, and recreational real estate. They've built several successful businesses and manage their own farm and hunting lodge, and want to use their expertise to help you in finding your dream property or family legacy. Call them today, 785-821-2666, or visit HaydenOutdoors.com to learn more.
Early bucket to start the quarter from Sam Darnell. And now to the line goes Mac Leonard, who has put up a nice line for Iola. Leonard with 15 points tonight, including that 3 to beat the buzzer to close out the third quarter. Bulldogs up big in this game, though, and looking at the other score from the other game in the sub-state, I have not seen a final come across yet in that Holton-Fort Scott game, and who knows, it very well could be a long finish to that one, as it was a close game. Holton was up 3 at the end of 3. We'll see what the final ends up being in that ball game. The winner of that game looks like they're headed to Baldwin on Friday to play for the sub-state championship against the Bulldogs, who are cruising right now up 60-34. Caleb Carr headed to the line for a 1-and-1 here on the 9th team foul committed by Iola. It's the first on Mac Leonard. 18th point of the night for Caleb. Have the girls sub-state opener tomorrow for the Bulldogs. They host Labette County at 6 o'clock is the tip time for that one. Watch it right here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. Friday night we'll be back in action as well with the 4A sub-state championship game. Baldwin will host the winner of that Iola-Fort Scott game, it would appear, as the Dogs lead by 28 here in the final quarter. Iola has done a better job taking care of the ball in this second half. It's only their third second half turnover, but they turned it over 9 times in the first half compared to 0 for the Bulldogs. Part of the reason they got put in that big hole. The other part, and probably even the bigger part, was the fact that the Bulldogs just came out shooting the lights out here tonight. 8 first half threes, 10 of them for the game now for the Bulldogs. This foul on Mac Leonard is his second, and that will put Sam Darnell at the free throw line now for 2.
Baldwin Sports Live is brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing, a family-owned company in Baldwin City that services many different industries, from food processing to heavy and light industrial, oil and gas, and many more. With state-of-the-art machine tools and a great work environment that offers excellent pay and competitive benefits, it's the perfect place to start your next career. Find out more by emailing jobs@riceprecision.com.
Darnell can't knock down the free throws, but Baldwin still enjoying the big lead right now. That is off the hand of Caleb Carr. Iola keeps possession, and the Mustangs will bring Casey Rowe in for the first time, a 6'5" junior, number 0 for Iola. Eli Adams returns.
Two of the biggest keys right now is just, number one, staying healthy. Everybody getting into Friday night, good to go and healthy. And then number two is just keeping this momentum going and into Friday night.
Missed 3 by Caleb Carr, rebounded by Lucas Meyer. And a steal again. This is Cooper Carr with a steal. And kind of an awkward attempt to lay that one in, but it's followed up by Riker Grossner, who after a really quiet start, Riker didn't score right in the first half, but he is up to 10 points now with that layup.
Yeah, just about everybody has contributed in a way, whether it be points, rebounds, assists, or steals on the defensive end.
3 guys in double figures, 2 others a bucket shy of double figures tonight for Baldwin. Bulldogs up by 30. A foul on Baldwin.
Still 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The student section might be chanting for a little while, but we'll see as some of the starters start to filter out.
Out goes Caleb Carr, Sam Darnell, and Riker Grossner. Back in is Colton Cullum, Leo Schoenberger, and Caden Englert. Or Talent Torres. I think Englert was already out there, but regardless. Schoenberger diving on the floor, trying to get a loose ball. Look at Torres hustling back to the deflection. Schoenberger bringing it up. Another freshman on this Bulldog team. They got 3 freshmen on the floor right now, and that's one of them. Cooper Carr with 14 off the feed from Schoenberger. .33 Bulldog lead. The biggest win this year was a 35-point victory. So they got a chance to outdo that perhaps. That was a 66-31 win over Lewisburg back on January 13th. Deflected out by Schoenberger. Here comes Braden Statham, and Ryder Nye will check in for the first time tonight, a 5'11" sophomore for Baldwin. Willie and Hurst back in for Iola. Willie with the bucket. His second, that's a season high. 4 points now for Cody Willie. And now the whole student section chanting for Garrett McLaughlin to get some PT tonight. Statham to Cullum. Another offensive board for Statham. Misses the 3 off the back iron, and a foul on Ryder Nye. It's their 15th foul, first on Ryder. Leonard and Nemechek back in for Iola.
You hear a random eruption coming from the student section here. Yeah. At some point, it'll be because Garrett is there chanting. We'll be checking in. Not yet, but at some point, I guarantee you, he will be.
Another foul on Baldwin. It is on Nye again, his second. Three ball from the corner, Landon Whitey. .28 Baldwin lead, though, with 3 minutes to go. Nye turns it over, trying to go inside to Cullum.
There it is.
Willie with another bucket, adding to his season high, and it's now 67-41 with 2:40 to go. Stay them up top to Englert.
Somebody's got to let it fly.
And Schoenberger instead is fouled. Well, he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. The foul is on Mac Leonard. It's his third. And still, they have not updated that Holton and Ford Scott score, so it's still showing 42-39 after 3. Schoenberger knocks down the free throw, and there's Garrett McLaughlin checking into the game, 6'1" sophomore. Adams and Bauer, along with Rowe, all check back in. Kerr as well for Iola. And a couple of free throws there for the freshman Leo Schoenberger. Baldwin 14 out of 18 tonight at the free throw line. And not that you have had to knock him down in this game tonight, up by 28, but certainly nice to see him continue the good free throw shooting they had in the game that they did need it in Friday's win over Bonner Springs. And continuing again tonight here as the postseason opens up this evening in Baldwin, and it's been about as good as you could have hoped for this postseason opener for the Bulldogs. Nye, he is getting his full complement of fouls in. That's 3 of them here in the quarter for Ryder. One and one on the 7th team foul. Timeout is taken by Iola here with 26 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And it looked like the official was saying just going to have a rolling timeout, but and they're going to run right back on the floor now. So I think they just wanted to get one more sub in there. So final 26 seconds here. Ben Kerr for 3. And Garrett McLaughlin the rebound. Outlet to Ryder 9. Englert misses the 3. Collum trying to save it. Ends up in the hands of Meyer. Final 3 seconds. Kerr at the buzzer, and that'll do it. So the Bulldogs roll the victory tonight in their postseason opener, 69-41. The Dogs 1 win away from a state tournament bid. They'll host the Sub-State Championship coming up on Friday night after a 69-41 win over Iola. We're back to wrap things up for you on the post-game show right after this.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face to face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
69-41 is the final here in Baldwin tonight as the Bulldogs advance to the Sub-State Championship game with a convincing 28-point victory over the Iola Mustangs. They led the entire way tonight, never trailed in this victory. It's time Now to name our Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game tonight. Lots of guys played well. In fact, I don't know that anybody didn't play well tonight for the Bulldogs, but the guy that came out, set the tone early, and got this game started, Ryan, and has been their leader all year long, and tonight leading the way with 19 points, and like I said, really set the tone for the Bulldogs in this game. Caleb Carr is tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game.
Yeah, he came out and performed exactly how you want to perform in a win-or-go-home game. This is the playoffs. It's time to put your best foot forward, and Baldwin, they've had a few slow starts this year, but Caleb wasn't going to let that be the case tonight. He came out, hit an early three, got a couple steals on the defensive end, got Baldwin out and running, got another layup there early, and so just got the guys going early and kind of let them relax a little bit and take some of that early pressure off of it being the playoffs. And then from then on, everybody just looked as comfortable as could be, really. I mean, everybody contributed, as you mentioned, top to bottom, and knocking out as many threes as they did tonight. I wasn't expecting that many, but I was hoping they'd hit some outside shots. They did that. They rebounded well. They did all those little things, made some free throws, and didn't turn the ball over too much. So just overall a great performance. Like I said, start of the second half, if you could just bottle that performance up the rest of the way here, they'd have a pretty good shot at making a deep run. But heck of a game tonight from Caleb, heck of a game from everybody tonight.
Caleb Carr, he scored or assisted 17 of their 21 first quarter points in this game. So when you talk about not letting his team get off to a slow start, that's exactly what he did. And the Bulldogs cruise to this victory tonight. 69-41 is your final. And the Bulldogs will take on, I believe, I heard him announce Holton was the opponent coming up on Friday night. The score I've got here still listed as in the third quarter, but I'll see if I can find it for you official in the break, as we'll come back and check the numbers for you right after this. It's Baldwin over Iola tonight here in the Sub-State semifinals. 69-41. More to come right after this.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Welcome back here to Baldwin. 69-41 is your final tonight. The Bulldogs with a big victory in this opening game of the Sub-State tournament. They will host the Sub-State Championship on Friday night, 7 o'clock Friday night. They will take on Holton, who picked up a 7-point win over Fort Scott, 61-54 the final in that one. So it'll be the 6-seed Holton and the 3-seed Baldwin here in Baldwin on Friday night, 7 o'clock for the Sub-State Championship, and a ticket to the state tournament in Salina next week on the line. Let's check the final numbers tonight, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. They'll help make sense of all this messy tax season complications that you have when it comes to your business. Don't worry about doing it right, doing it wrong. Just go to New Frontier Tax and Business Services. That's how you do it right. You go visit with those folks. NewFrontierTBS.com or stop by 608 High Street in Baldwin City. Timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Caleb Carr leads all scorers tonight with 19 points. He added a couple of assists and 4 rebounds as well. Cooper Carr with 14 and Riker Grossner with 10. The 3 guys in double figures tonight for the Bulldogs. All of Grossner's 10 came in the second half. Joey Zembecki and Talon Torres each had 8. 2 points from Leo Schoenberger, 4 from Sam Darnell, and 3 from Brayton Statham to round out the Bulldogs scoring. The Dogs turned it over just 3 times tonight. They forced 15 turnovers out of Iola, so they win that battle big time. Darnell led the team on the glass with 5 boards. Cooper and Caleb Carr each added 4. For Iola, Mac Leonard led the way with 15. 6 from both Eli Adams and Cody Willie. 5 both from Landon Whitey and Preston Hurst. 2 from Grady Doherty. And that rounds out the Mustang scoring in this game. as they fall tonight 69-41 to end their season 8-13. Baldwin improving to 17-4 and advancing to the sub-state championship game Friday night to take on Holton. We will have that game for you Friday here in Baldwin. 7 o'clock is the scheduled tip time for that game, so hope you can join us for that one. We've got more playoff hoops tomorrow as well, as the Baldwin girls will be in action tomorrow night. It's a 6 o'clock game tomorrow night. Baldwin taking on Labette County in the opening game of the 4A girls sub-state. So you can join us for that game, 6 o'clock tip tomorrow, right here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors, for some more postseason basketball. But that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. It's all Baldwin in this one. They came out red hot, and they didn't stop. 10 threes in this game for the Bulldogs, and stifling defense as well. And you put it all together, and it's a wire-to-wire 28-point victory. Baldwin 69, Iola 41. That's your final. The Bulldogs will take on Holton 7 o'clock on Friday night here on Baldwin Sports Live from the Doghouse in Baldwin for the Sub-State Championship. For Ryan Hilmer, I'm Bryce Kessler saying good night. You've been watching Bulldog Basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
You've been watching Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at HaydenOutdoors.com. Baldwin Sports Live also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jobats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.